guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're doing kind of a different video, I guess, for me, and it's really weird. Like, I find it really weird to like sit down and talk about something serious, something that I would like usually kind of talk to with like my friends or something, and putting it out on the internet. But I just feel like it's an important topic, and it is body image and the way we perceive it because of social media. And it's kind of an odd video, I guess. Like, I generally just didn't know what video to do this week, and I was like, you know, trying to like see like YouTubers that I watched, what their ideas were and stuff, and I was trying to like think of something and I literally just couldn't. And the last few days I've definitely seen like conversations about body image a lot more, and it caused me to like, I don't know, just think about it a little bit more, and I thought, why not speak about this? Like, it's something that's on my mind. This YouTube channel is about, you know, just random things, obviously, because I really don't know what I'm doing half the time. So I just thought, why not do a video like this? And as I said, I'm a little bit worried about like how I say things, because this is a very sensitive topic, and of course it could be triggering for some people, so I definitely don't recommend watching this if you have struggled with eating disorders or anything like that, because I'm in no way in no position to like give advice about that or anything, and this video is definitely not that. It's just me talking about like what my experience is, because I feel like every teenager in this generation, and probably in other generations too, but mainly in this one because of social media, has had an issue with body image at one point throughout their like childhood or teenagehood. So from my experience, I feel like social media gets a really bad rep when it comes to you know, promoting like body negativity and stuff, and that is very true. I've definitely had experiences of that, but in my experience, I think I've said experience like 3,000 times, but in my experience I have like had more body negativity in real life from people standing right in front of me, and just society in general, rather than online. For me, I've personally actually seen more body positivity online than I ever have in real life, if that makes any sense. So the first time that I ever experienced pretty much my childhood, I grew up not really worrying about my weight. I didn't really see it as a thing. You know what I mean? Like, weight wasn't really something that was in my mind. It was just my body, you know what I mean? I just never thought about that, and I'm really lucky that I grew up when I was like a little kid that way. And then I think the first time that I started becoming more conscious was when I was like 11, 12, and my two best friends at the time in middle school made their first comment, and it really is, well, obviously it has stuck with me, because 6-7 years later I still remember it as one of the first times that it really affected me. And the reason I'm looking at my viewfinder, because I can't tell if my battery's dying or not. I hope it really isn't, because it's just flashing and I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna ignore it and hope it doesn't die. And I think we were doing like some dance rehearsal or something, and my two best friends, who were a lot smaller than me, I don't think I was ever really like overweight as a child. I definitely had like a bit of puppy fat, whatever you want to call it, but I never saw myself as overweight. But these two girls were significantly smaller than I was at the time, and they said to me something like, oh, you should be like in the middle, you know, at the back in the middle, because it will look more symmetrical, because you're, you know, you're a bit bigger than the rest of us. And you best believe I went in that bathroom and I cried my heart out. And I never really experienced it. I'd seen it in movies, I'd seen body shaming obviously around me. You grow up in society, you know that being skinny is praised, but I never really processed that in myself. And when they said that to me, I was literally like, oh my god, it's the end of the world. And I think that was the first time that I became really conscious of what I looked like, what I ate, and ever since then I have always gone through these periods of time where I will go like, I don't know, like 2 months, and I'll feel completely fine about myself, and I'll even sometimes I'll look at myself and think like, okay, you look good, you know, you look fine. and then I'll have this 1 week where I will look at myself and it will be the exact same way. I will look the exact same way, and my mind will change that, and it will make me feel like, oh, you know, you've put on weight, you don't look good in that, you don't look good in this, you should eat less, whatever. And I mean, thankfully, I don't know how to word this because this is a very sensitive topic, but thankfully I never had like an eating disorder. I definitely had days where I would like, I remember when I was like maybe like 13 or 14, I would skip breakfast, and then for lunch I would have like a tomato chopped up, which, for the record, if you're watching this and you have any sort of unhealthy eating habits, because I know most people know what they're doing is wrong. Like, you have a voice in your mind saying that this, you shouldn't be doing this, because if your friend was doing this, you would call them out and you would try and help them. So definitely speak to an adult. It is not healthy. You should be eating breakfast, lunch, dinner. You should just be nourishing your body. I'm not going to go into that because, like I said, that is something that I don't feel qualified in any way, shape or form to talk about. I'm just talking about my experiences, like some of my like closest friends' experiences. And it's interesting, that thing about what I said about friends, because I remember when I first started high school, and I just met this new friend, and we are really close now. But back then she was very slim, and I remember her saying that she was gonna eat like 800 calories a day, and I was like, what? Like, first of all, that's insane. That is so much under the average, like the amount of calories that you need to function. And on top of that, she was very slim, and I couldn't get it through my mind. And I was like, you know, I was talking to her, I was saying this is not right, this is not, and I don't know what that was. And I remember that around that time, if I ever had doubts about myself, she would reassure me. She'd be like, you are literally amazing. I would want to look like you, like, you know, like stuff like that, like reassuring things, like your body is fine and it's perfect. And then I never really thought about it again until a few years later, because she saw nothing wrong with my body, and she obviously didn't want me to, you know, undernourish myself, which I never really did. I'm not, like I said, this is not that type of video. I'm gonna stop disclaiming stuff because I just feel like you already know what I'm trying to say. And I didn't want her to do it because she was obviously very slim anyway, and even if you are not very slim, that is an extremely unhealthy way to lose weight at all. So it was something that clicked like maybe a couple of years ago, was that with body image and, you know, stuff like that, it's never really what your body actually looks like, which is ironic. It's what you think your body looks like, if that makes any sense, because, as I said, she was saying that to me, and she was significantly a lot slimmer than me, and I remember thinking as well at the time, like, well, God, if she's like this and she wants to cut down on calories, like, what am I gonna do? And I'm so thankful that I don't have that mindset anymore. And I mean, I was like 13, and I think everybody at that age goes through something similar, and if you didn't, you're very lucky. So I've definitely changed. I think our body image changes throughout the years. So I could say my most unhealthy point was maybe like 13 to 15. That is when I had the most unhealthy mindset, and it didn't have anything to do with social media. I was on social media. I think 13 is when I got into like Musical.ly. Was that Musical.ly time? I don't know. And that never really affected me, and Instagram never really affected me because I grew up with the knowledge that people Photoshop themselves. I don't know why I have this red mark going down here right now. I have no idea. That's amazing. Am I having an allergic reaction? Or am I stressed? When I get stressed, I get like red marks sometimes on my face, and that's really weird. But I'm kind of stressed because this is a heavy topic, and I really don't want to like offend anybody or like get this wrong, so I really hope I'm not having an allergic reaction right now. That would be really amazing, you know, considering I have an online class in 40 minutes. So yeah, that's great. Like I said, it just never really affected me, and of course here and now I would see stuff, and I know how people get bullied online for the weight and stuff like that, and I mean, I know of it, and I 100% social media has a extremely bad influence on kids' body image, and not even kids, like adults as well. I never experienced that myself. This is like a really tricky subject for me to talk about because I don't talk about this, and I'm very like, I don't like to talk about my feelings a lot, so saying it on the internet is very difficult for me right now. But it's important because I feel like everybody should, it needs awareness. I have been through those phases, and throughout my teenagehood it's gotten better now. And one of the reasons, like literally last week I had like a thought, and it was a very negative thought towards myself, and I just opened up Sienna May's TikTok account, and I was fine afterwards. And I will talk about that in a second, about following people that promote body positivity instead of the opposite, because I feel like that is a big role in social media, and that is a big role in the positive effects of social media that I have experienced. I'm fine. They're just, I googled and it's anxiety rashes, so that explains things. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so yeah, what was I up to? What was I talking about? I've forgotten. I think I was going to start talking about TikTok. Was I? I'm not sure. I think I'm going to start talking about TikTok. So I never downloaded TikTok when it was like, when it first started. Like, I was very late to the trend, and I had no idea who Charli D'Amelio and Addison Rae were at the time. If I'd seen a picture, I could not tell you who they were. So when I downloaded TikTok, all I'd heard through other social media is that people were calling Addison Rae a whale. And I mean, first of all, whenever somebody speaks about somebody else, no matter what the way is, and they call them something that is, you know, meant to be offensive, is disgusting. So I was kind of like, okay, do I even want to download this app, because it sounds really toxic. So I don't know, I ended up forgetting about it or something. Anyway, I ended up downloading TikTok, and I remember seeing Addison Rae, like one of her videos, and I was literally gobsmacked. I was shocked, because this girl was nowhere near being close to overweight. And people were calling her that and saying that she's fat and she's this and she's that, and I was like, what the hell? And I know that people like to troll just for, like, I don't know why. I don't know if it brings them happiness when they troll. I know that people do it when they're insecure themselves and it makes them feel better, and, you know, stuff like that. And I've never understood it. And I myself, if I was at the receiving end of that, I have no idea how I would deal with it. I don't think I would be able to deal with it. So first of all, I just want to say, when people say that people who are like celebrities or TikTokers or YouTubers or whatever, and they have those kind of comments, they are an extremely strong person, because I can tell you that I just don't think I would be able to deal with that if somebody was constantly criticizing my body. I would prefer somebody to criticize something like my personality, or something that's actually worth criticizing about, not something that is the exterior, that is literally like the shell of who you are. Like, it just makes no sense to me. And Charli D'Amelio, they were saying she was too skinny, then she had gained weight, she had done this, she had done that, and there is no need. I don't need to defend them, because you watching this, you know. And it was just disgusting, because I mean, both these girls are young. It's just the whole stigma around it's just really gross. And yeah, I just, at the time, I was really just, I was literally shocked. That was my only like reaction, I guess. And on TikTok, I think it can go both ways. I think TikTok can be very toxic, especially when it comes to body trolling and stuff like that. But at the same time, I feel like because of TikTok, I have seen so many like positive accounts where it's like, you know, they just talk about it. And I feel like it really depends on who you follow. For example, on Instagram, I followed a fitness YouTuber a few years ago. I followed her from a few years ago up to maybe like the beginning of lockdown, and she herself had actually been through something, and she admitted that in some of her videos she was not like taking care of herself, and that's why she stopped for a while, and she didn't want to, you know, make, you know, young girls believe that that was normal. And yet, like, I'm not gonna say who, obviously, but she carried on posting things like, you know, how to lose weight on your stomach or your arms. And we all know that that doesn't work. You can't spot target weight, and you shouldn't have to. If it's such a difficult topic, because it's like, if a doctor tells you your weight is affecting your health, then of course you need to take action. But if your problem is that your stomach isn't completely flat, or you don't have a thigh gap or whatever, that is not a problem, and you shouldn't have to change that because you think it will make you look prettier. And this person was putting things like that, and that made me feel really uncomfortable about myself and just in general, so I unfollowed her. So people who make you feel, even if they're not directly, you know, saying stuff to you, in general, if they're just spreading something that makes you feel kind of uncomfortable and you don't feel like 100% supporting that, then you don't have to, and you can unfollow that person. And that can even be close friends, and you can say to them, I'm sorry, but your content is just not making me feel my best. And instead of that, you should follow people who do. And this is where I want to come around to TikTok and the positive influencers, and specifically Sienna. You probably have heard of her. One of her videos went viral, like, I think like 2-3 months ago, some point in the summertime. And I found her quite early on, and she just posted videos of, like, I mean, TikTok, as you know, is a lot of dances, and she posted ones where she wasn't sucking her stomach in, she was just her, you know what I mean? And it was such a refreshing thing to see, I guess, even though there are hundreds of people who do that. And there's another girl, Brooklyn, I'm pretty sure her name is, she did something similar as well. And I think that following people like that, for me personally, really helped me just gain a little bit more confidence. I mean, like I said, my body image and how I perceive myself has been a lot better in the last like year or two, but following people who make you feel even better about yourself is amazing. And that's why I think that social media can have a really positive influence, because you get to see these people that you would never meet in your life, because I have nobody like that around me who is so body positive. I've never in real life met somebody like that who has just been so open and just been like, do you know what, just be yourself, like unapologetically. So I feel like in that aspect it's been really good. And like I said, you know, a week or so ago I wasn't feeling too great, and I literally just opened her TikTok and watched a few, and I felt better. And before, if I had had like a feeling like that, that was what those feelings would lead into, like a week of feeling really, really shit about myself. And I managed to stop that by literally watching a TikTok. And that is not the same for everybody. I'm not saying that it's gonna feel better, but I mean, try it. It definitely made me feel 100 times better. So I'm just gonna stop the video right here, and I just turned into a seagull. I will be very interested to hear what you think about it, and like, if you don't want to, you know, like, comment down below, you can DM me on Instagram and we can talk or whatever. I don't even know. I don't know what I'm saying right now. I'm literally so tired, and I can't believe I have like a full day ahead of me. Like, I'm currently second shift at school, so I'm doing afternoons, not mornings. So my classes like usually start at like 1 o'clock, but we are starting later today. So like half the day has already been by, and I'm already tired and I want to take a nap. So yeah, I'm gonna stop here, and as I said, please comment down below, message me on Instagram if you don't want to comment like publicly, like and subscribe. And my channel is very mixed. I don't, like, all my videos are not this serious. And I know this, they say like on YouTube you should stick to a genre of videos, but I just really can't. I'm so quirky, like my personality is so like changeable.